What's up, y'all? This is not just for, those of us in our 20s. This is for whoever could resonate with it. I've been doing a lot of research, watching a lot of videos, reading a lot of books about people and how they've navigated through life in their 20s. And all I kept hearing is that there's no ideal way of getting through your 20s. All you can really do is try your best to get through them. Try to stay sane as possible throughout that process. I wrote a couple things on a piece of paper of what I've learned, what I'm currently learning, and if it's not on the paper yet, it's probably because I didn't remember or I haven't gone through it just yet. But being that I'm about to be in my mid-20s, I feel like this is a good point of trying to, put out some stuff that those who are younger than me and those who are older than me could grab something from this. The first thing I got on my list is it's okay not to be okay. I think in your 20s, you're doing a lot more of not being okay than okay. And I think in this day and time, it varies because we live in a different kind of world. There's a lot of successful, 20-year-olds, and there's those who are just trying to be successful and trying their best to be and get through their 20s. It'll never be perfect. I think what's more important is learning and loving yourself throughout that process. I think those are really important, and everything kind of just comes in due time. But that leads me to my next point. There's no playbook. We're going off our parents, our grandparents, our siblings, our older siblings, our aunts, our uncles, our older friends that have lived so differently from each other. And you're just like, oh, well, they told me, but I'm trying to, and my life is, and you just a lot of different things happening at one time, and you kind of get overstimulated, you kind of get anxious, and you kind of get overwhelmed to where if you're not strong enough, you kind of just let life control your life, and you're kind of just watching this world become what it's going to become, and you're still the same. So it could get overwhelming trying to copy and paste everything that everybody has done. Sometimes you could make a decision that not everybody made in their 20s, not everybody made in their lives, and that's because everybody's life is so different. Now that it's up to you, you're just trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong, and what's wrong and what's right, and it varies. My next point is keep it real. Do your part. And I put these together because it's like we live in a world where get back is an essential part of a process when things are broken. The best response is no response. The best play is no play. The best thing to do is just get away from it. Your sanity is just way more important. Your time is just way more important. Once you value that, there's not much that could get you out of character. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. As long as you learn and your sanity is intact and you love yourself, your blessing will come. The thing that you're looking for will happen. You just have to believe it, have faith, pray on it, and act on it. And this is probably my favorite thing on the list. Learning from others' mistakes. I say it probably every video. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Smarter people learn from others. And those are people that have been through it already. The people that have seen it already. I know sometimes it's not presented the best. If somebody's telling you something, I'm sure and I'm hoping that it's out of love. And if it's out of love, there's nothing that you should take personal or in the wrong way. You should take it, run with it, learn from it, and continue to keep doing that. Not saying don't go through anything yourself. There's certain things that we just don't have to go through. There's certain things that we just don't have to do. Don't require anything from us but to walk by it. There's certain situations that we don't have to be in if we just listen. And I know it's hard because you're like, well, it's my life and I want to do it the way I want. By all means, do that. What I'm learning is my energy needs to be in things that are important. And if I could skip or walk by or don't have to, then that's making my process and my journey a lot more smoother because I have these resources that are valuable, that are important, and that are useful for me to get to where I got to get, not only just quicker, but smarter. This is another favorite point that I put on the list, and that's habit stacking. I think I've gotten better with it, but I know my life is consistently changing and there's more challenges that happen over time. So habit stacking is doing 1, 2, maybe 3 things and getting it done at a doable pace and a doable time. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's important to not compromise what's important to you, but also do the things that are important. You could really get a lot done doing that. And you have to be okay with not doing it the way you want to do it, but be okay that you got it done. There's different ways to habit stack, but it's definitely a gem for sure. This next point is just plain and simple. And I don't usually curse in my videos because that's just not who I am when I'm making content, but work your ass off, man. Like, it's really just that simple. There's nothing that can sugarcoat working your ass off. Every time I feel like I am, there's more work to do. More work I could put in. There's more time I could be putting into something. And you just gotta have this mentality of, I'm gonna keep working until I can. I'm getting what I feel like I've been waiting for. I'm still gonna keep working. I got a goal. I have a vision. I have this thing that I want. I have this thing that I feel like I need. And it's gonna be tiring. It's gonna be frustrating. It's gonna be annoying. You're gonna feel all types of ways, but it's important that you keep pushing. There's no secret. Get it in your head first that, okay, this is gonna require my time and my energy. And if I don't get that through my head, I need to restart. It requires my time and my energy. And I will do what it takes to get to where I want to go. And this is kind of hand in hand with the next point. Take action. I think a lot of us, and myself as well, we sit with our thoughts, we sit with our ideas, and that's it. We don't ever really put action to it. We don't ever really try. It could be a really good thing and just thinking about it, or it could be a really bad thing and just thinking about it. But that's all we do with it. We never really get to see what it's going to be like. This is the best time to just take action on the thoughts that you have. You don't want to be 30, 40, 50 trying to still figure out life. You want to build a foundation and understand that this is not a year process. This is a 10, 15, 20 year process that I'm taking these actions. I'm doing these things to build for my future family, to build for my future self, to build for my future kids, to build for my future wife, to build for my mom, my dad, my siblings. I'm doing this, I'm taking these steps because I know there's something brighter, and I understand that it will take time. And my next point is control what you can. I struggle with this, trying to control the things that I know I can't control. It's this idea, I'm like, yo, if I do it like this, if I put it like this, you start forcing things. Then you start not being able to do certain things. All because you're trying to control what you can't control and not even paying attention to the things that you can, or not giving it as much as attention that it needs from you. You gotta be where you are. I'm big on control what you can, and the things that you can't, leave it in God's hands, man. Pray on it and keep moving. Keep moving. Don't pray on it and be like, all right, that's it. Nah, pray on it, keep moving, do a little bit, keep moving, pray some more, keep moving. It's a chain reaction. And I'm sure if you really leave it in God's hands, he'll make it come to light. But that's up to you and God. Or the next thing I got is do it now. Don't leave that thought a thought. Take the action, work your butt off, and keep pursuing, man. If you look at your favorite people in the world, you're like, dang, I want to be just like them. It took time. I didn't grow overnight. We don't grow overnight, man. It don't work like that. Especially not our full potential. I would rather put the work in. I don't want my best self to be tomorrow. Nah. I need to go through a little bit more. I need to see a little bit more. I need to love a little bit more. I need to learn a little bit more. I need to do more. And when you think about it, you like, you know what? I do have to do more. Because if I got everything right now, what's left? This is not on the list, but the journey is the best part about everything. The working up to it, you can't get better than that. Because we know the feeling of winning. We know the feeling when we get there. It's going to be beautiful. But those feelings that you felt getting up to it, you was happy, you was sad, you couldn't sleep, you had some good nights, you had some bad nights. There was days you had to do this, there was days you had to do that, and when you finally get it, it's kind of like, I'm grateful, but I need something else. My next point is slow down. I put this in every video because I feel myself trying to run faster in a slow pace. I feel like I'm going slow, but I also feel like I'm moving fast. And there's sometimes where you kind of got to just remind yourself, all right, man, you're doing a lot. Not saying that you can't. There's certain things on this list, on this to-do list, that don't need you today. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that on the list that it maybe tomorrow. Honestly, maybe next week. Honestly, truthfully, maybe next month. There's certain things that you just have to do later. And there's certain things that you have to do now. This right here, this needs me. And I'm going to be honest, I need it. So I'm going to focus on this and we'll move forward accordingly. The next thing on the list is work it out if it's worth it. We live in a world where, get back and instant gratification, and it takes one thing for somebody to just, that's it. Which I feel you, because there's certain things you have to go through something in order to love it more, in order to embrace it more, in order to respect it more, in order to be with it more, in order to embrace it more. And if that person or that thing or that idea is so worth your time, the learning process, the winning process, the losing process, it'll all be worth it. Something beautiful on the other side when you do that, man. Like, just be there, love it, see it, look at it. just be with it. You know what I'm saying? This next thing on the list is, it's tough, but it's getting better. It's getting better. It's okay to say no. I've been learning that, like, I don't hate you because I'm saying no. And I'm going to be honest, you know that. And I know that. But if I say yes to you every time, that time that I'm not able to, we're both going to be overwhelmed. We're both going to be anxious. We're both going to be at odds with each other because it was just simply that I wasn't able to. And there's times that I know I'm not able to, but I'll push through. There's times where there's things that you told yourself that you would do. There's things that you know you have to do. There's things that you just simply got to do. And there's times where you just got to be like, nah, I'm not able to today. Or it could be like, you need me right now because I'm doing this right now. If it's cool if we leave it. If we could do it later, I definitely got you. But it's not up to you to make people feel good all the time. So it's okay to say no. It's a hard one, but if you learn it now, it will be a breeze later. And I'm on my last 2 points. And the first one is love yourself. Listen, man, the confidence, the consistency, the discipline, the motivation, the flaws, the good, the bad, the ugly, throughout all of it. If you do not love yourself, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And life is already hard. But if you can't love yourself through your ugly, through your pretty, through your worst, before somebody else could really do it for you, it's going to be hard, man. It's going to be harder than hard. Those natural things that happen in life on top of you not fully loving yourself, it's going to be difficult to get through whatever that is. And you want to be able to understand some of it may be my fault. Some of it may be life's fault. Some of it may be others' fault. But I love myself enough to know that I love myself through the process. That's one thing I'm focusing on, through my good, through my bad, for myself, for others. I know I'm going to bounce back. And I'm going to continue to love myself through when I don't feel like it, and when I do feel like it, and when I work too much, and when I don't work enough. I'm going to love myself, because there's this bar that I have for myself that is like, you could go under today, but tomorrow, reach for the sky. You know what I'm saying? Reach for the sky. I don't care if you fall. I love myself enough to do what it takes. And I love myself enough to do what it takes for others. If I can, I will. If I can't, I'm not. It really is just that simple. And the last thing, put God in everything. Sometimes I pray before my videos, just letting God know, like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm in this space to be able to film, to be able to make a video, to be able to connect with others, to be able to have a audience, no matter how big it is. I'm grateful to be able to touch someone, be an older brother. I'm grateful to be a friend. I'm grateful to be a son. I'm grateful to be an uncle. I'm grateful to be whatever it is I am. I'm grateful to just be me. I'm just grateful. You got to know that God wants to be a part of your life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the sad. God is like, I'm right here. And there's times where you don't go to God first. It's okay. But as long as you go to him, man, listen, your perspective is shifted. And I'm not saying that those feelings that you feel on a day-to-day basis aren't real, because they are. It's something different when you got God in the picture. God gonna do his big one for me. You already know that. This is where I'm currently at. This is what I've currently done. I'm excited to see what the rest of life is going to be in my 20s. And I'm hoping I could get a lot done in due time. Not just for myself, but for others. I love you, and you love me. And I love God, and God loves us. Spread that good energy, and know that it'll come back in full circle. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in if you made it thus far. May God be with you every day in your circumstances, in your position, in your life. And I'm hoping that you do your part for him as well. Take action. Love yourself. Understand that it's not losing, it's learning. We don't always do this, but when I do, but when you do, but when we do it big. I love y'all. Peace.